Richard. When I was in high school, I took a few vocational classes. One of them was an early childhood education class so that I could get a jump start on some experience because I wanted to become a teacher. The last 2 days of our class was a volunteer and evaluation experience. We'd be working for free at a daycare center for 2 days, and the woman who owned the center would grade us on our performance. I had a lot of fun. I was assigned to a group of 4 kids. Everyone else had 3. I felt a little proud that I was trusted to handle one more kid than everyone else. I read them stories. We played with Play-Doh. We went out to the playground. All of my kids were really well behaved and interactive, except for one kid. He wasn't a bad kid. He just kept to himself. I had to keep holding his hand and bringing him back over to our workstations because he seemed to prefer to stand back and just observe. He was really shy. I managed to pull out of him what his name was, and he said it was Richard. And he said he wanted to go home. I told him that his mother would probably be getting him later. Then when I realized he was a little kid, and I just said probably, I reassured him that someone would be picking him up later. When I asked the other kids why Richard was so shy, they just shrugged and kept coloring. I'm not sure why I thought I'd get any help from a bunch of 4-year-olds, because they were about as self-involved as the teens at my high school were. I'm sure they hadn't even noticed that Richard was standing by himself all alone. I finally managed to get him to sit next to me when I read them a story. I guess she really just missed his mom and wanted to go home. At 1:30, the buses came to pick us up, and I said goodbye to all the kids. The next day, I noticed that Richard wasn't at daycare. I asked the owner if he was sick, or if he was one of those kids that just didn't attend every day. She informed me that there was no Richard at her daycare. I mentioned to her that he was the 4th kid in my group yesterday. She shook her head and looked at me and very matter-of-factly said, each teen was only allowed 3 kids in their group. Any more than that, and I'd get in trouble. So Richard did not exist. Or did he? I never found out.